Hi, I'm Chef Catherine in the Growing Chefs Ontario classroom kitchen. Today, we are making pizza for our August monthly kids cooking class. And I'm going to make a pizza that crosses a line between sweet and savory, between dessert and dinner. It's a raspberry Brie pizza with delicious thyme right from our garden at Growing Chefs. I have two young chefs to help me out today, my children, Chef Alora and Chef Callan. Before I bring the kids into the kitchen, I've already set up my ingredients and equipment so it's ready to go because they're excited to get cooking. This pizza does not take much work to put together, so the first thing that I'm going to do is to preheat my oven to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. In the amount of time it takes you to preheat the oven, you will likely be already done all of your prep. If you have a pizza stone at home, you can bake the pizza on this as well for an extra crispy crust. Otherwise, baking it on a sheet pan works also great, and that's what we're going to do today because it's a little easier to work with since I'm working with the kids. To prepare our ingredients, the first thing that we need to do is to take the thyme leaves off of the stem. So I'm going to give you guys both some, and we're going to have one bowl for compost, and we're going to have one bowl to put the leaves on. So Callum and Alora, could you help please and take the leaves and put them right in here, and their stems, we can put them in this bowl. So the next thing that we have to do is we're going to cut up the cheese. So this is Brie cheese. It's very soft. So I'm going to cut it into strips like this. And then Callum, can you use your safe chopper and remember to use your bear claw to cut it into squares, just like this. And then you're gonna put the squares on the plates. And Alora, you can use your paring knife and remember to use your bear claw. And again, just cut it into small squares about this size.
It's really tiny.
It is really tiny. You can do a little bit bigger square if you want to. The next thing that we're going to do is I have some black peppercorns here, and we're going to break them up using, what's this called?
I forget.
Do you know what this is called?
I love that thing.
It's a mortar and pestle. So we put the things in here. Callum, you get a turn first. Crunch them up. Some finely crushed peppercorns are going to taste really great with the raspberries on our pizza. It's just going to kind of add a little bit of spicy and make the flavors pop. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
All right, so that's ready. We'll put it in here. The next step we need to do is to melt our butter. So I'm going to turn on the stove. Be careful, it's a little bit warm, right? And I'll just put the butter right in here, and it's going to start to melt. While we're doing that, we're going to get our pizza dough ready to go in the pan. Do you want to pick up this and see what's underneath? Yeah. What is it? Pizza dough! And it's risen so much.
It looks like a giant muffin.
It does. So it's really nice and fluffy. I'm going to show you guys how to stretch a dough. It's a little bit sticky, isn't it, Callum? So what we're going to do is we're going to put some flour on. We won't use that part yet so that it doesn't stick to the pan. Callum, do you want to press down here with your fingers? And we're going to punch all the air out of the dough. Just push it down. It's nice and soft. Good work. Okay. So make sure that you do have some flour here so it doesn't stick to the table. And then I'm just going to stretch it out with her fingers. And then I'm going to use my hands here and stretch out the dough the rest of the way to make our pizza a little bit bigger because I'm hungry. Are you hungry?
Yeah.
I'm just going to put our pizza right on our baking sheet here. Our butter is almost melted. I will move the stove and we're going to paint the butter onto the pizza dough. Does that sound like a good idea?
Yeah.
Alora and Callum, I'm going to step back and I'm going to let you guys paint the pizza. when you're painting it, you want to keep about 2 fingers. It smells good, doesn't it? We're going to put about 2 fingers width and not paint all the way to the edge. And we'll try not to get too much on the baking sheet, but if you get a little bit on the baking sheet, that's not a big deal. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to decorate our pizza. So the first thing that we can put on is the cheese or the raspberries or the thyme. I think that we should put the cheese. You're going to say raspberries? I think that we'll put the cheese on first so that it melts underneath, and the raspberries will kind of melt on top to make a little bit of a sauce. How does that sound?
Yeah.
So can you guys help me put the cheese, I'll hold the plate here, all over the pizza but not on the outside. Great work. Okay, the next thing we need to do is we're going to sprinkle our thyme, sprinkle, sprinkle from up high, just all over the pizza. And the next thing we're going to do is you can put the raspberries all over the pizza. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, I think Callum will probably finish off these raspberries here, and Laura, maybe you can help me with this part. In raspberry break, is we're going to sprinkle a little bit of pepper, just a tiny baby pinch. Can you help? The last thing that we need to do is we're just going to drizzle some fresh honey all over the pizza. So can I try this job?
Can I try?
You can try. Here, hold a spoon.
Good.
And let's go all over. Whoa. Yep. It looks so yellow and golden and delicious. Our pizza is ready to go in the oven. We're going to bake it in a preheated 450-degree Fahrenheit oven for about 8 to 10 minutes until the crust is nice and golden brown and puffy. And everything will be melted, and these raspberries are going to turn into a delicious sauce. Do you guys want to help me put it in the oven?
Yeah.
Great. Our pizza is done. It took about 10 minutes in the oven, and it looks beautiful. Who's ready to try a piece?
Me.
Me too. Which piece do you want, Callum? This one here? Okay. I'll put this on a plate. Which piece would you like, Alora?
This one.
This one here. And I'll have this one right here. Do you want to try it? Yeah? Pick it up. Let's give it a try. Mmm.
Tastes a lot of like raspberry.
Raspberries and brie. It's so delicious. Great job cooking, guys. Thanks so much for cooking along with us, and hope you have as much fun as we did today.